G'day, fellas, and welcome to semi-finals game number 3 for Outback Octagon number 4. Welcome to the woodline of death. This woodline has trapped in so many players into this bottom side of the map. Now, technically, there's a way out, but the players don't know that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players all down here below this gigantic woodline. Isn't it interesting how they always kind of gravitate to each other, these players? And we see the same thing happening at the top side. It's just like this force bringing them together. Well, nonetheless, let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take a look at Mega Random Octagon. That is our map for today, specifically denoted by the fact that these corners here are all covered by mountains, and it means that, well, we've got an octagon on the playing field, so it means that typically you're going to see a little bit more action because there's not corners to hide in. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at our players. Spawning in the north of the map, in the color turquoise, playing as the Tughlag Dynasty. It's Avyli. To his east, in the color pink, playing as the Golden Horde. It's Sass _ on Discord for coaching. All right, I see the coaching meta is starting to come online now. And this guy, he's good. Watch out for him. He's playing Golden Horde as well, by the way, so keep an eye out on that. In the color blue, playing as the Mongols, it's Tughlag. We got them both together. We got them, the two Mongol variant civilizations together. And in the south of the map, let's start over on the west side, playing in orange as the English with a bit of a water spawn. It's Core 7525 on Discord for coaching. I like that they're advertising. Good. Get them out there. Get them out there. If you need some coaching services, make sure you go with whichever one wins or gets the higher points in Octagon, all right? Because that's clearly the better coach. In yellow, playing as the House of Lancaster. It's Numidan. To his south, in the color green, playing as the Delhi Sultanate with arguably the worst spawn in the game here. It's Puppy Paw. Oh, you hate to see it for Puppy. He's a 2-time Outback Octagon champion. Is he going to be able to bring it home today? That depends. That depends on a lot of factors. In purple, playing as the Order of the Dragon, it's Demu. And our final player for today, in the color red, playing as the Ottomans, it's the Don. A fan favorite, Don Arty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mega Random Octagon. Welcome to Outback Octagon 4. These are your semi-finals. Semi-final number 3. Now, let's take a look at the scoreboard. If you don't want to have it spoiled, if you haven't watched the previous semi-final games and you would like to watch them, please go back and do that now, because this will obviously spoil those games for you. Let's take a look at what our scoreboard gives us, what it brings for us today. So, players in this game on the left side of our screen with 8 games played. So we've got Puppy Paw, Demu, Numidan, Sass, who are already sitting inside the top 8. These guys, while technically they're looking good, they're not 100% safe, because those guys that are in the top 16 but not yet in the top 8, Avyli, Core, Don Arty, and Tughlag, are all within striking distance. Keep in mind, it's 6 points for a win. So if you took Tughlag and said give him a win, he's already up to 13 points. And not to mention the fact that when you win, you naturally kill people, at the very least 1, which would give you a 7th point, which would be enough to kick Sass out. So basically, in this stage, it is not safe for anybody just yet. There are players towards the higher points on the ladder, people like Puppy Paw, who's got 18 points at the moment. He should probably be safe, and it's unlikely that he gets kicked out. Demu also kind of safe, but not 100% safe just yet. So just keep that in mind, that Puppy Paw and Demu here, they're going to be your safer players. Those bottom 4 players are really going to be looking to strike here, and a single victory would be all they need to potentially climb into that top 8. And remember, once you get into the top 8, you're in the grand finals. All the points reset back to 0. It's not about getting to the top 8 with 1,000,000 points. It's just about getting to the top 8. If you can do it, it changes everything. Let's take a look at the landmarks as they begin to come up around the map. We've got an Abbey of Kings for Numidan. Towards his bottom side, we've got Puppy Paw with the Dome of the Faith. Mindwork Palace coming up for Demu. No real surprise here. Over towards the side of Don Arty. By the way, Don Arty, can we just talk about this spawn? Don Arty literally needs half a barracks' worth of wood to wall himself in. That is ridiculous, dude. He has got a full wall. It is completely walled in. He somehow found a deer pack in here as well. Now, Don Arty doesn't actually like the Ottomans. He thinks the civilization is a little bit slow. It doesn't have the tempo required. So let's see whether or not these these natural walls give him that ability. Anyway, up towards the top side, we've got ourselves deer stones coming up. Let's check in with our Golden Horde player. At the moment, there's no aggression, but there is early fishing. In fact, we've got 3 players that are doing early fishing. All of them yet to click up just yet, which is naturally what you expect to see. All right, back down towards that south. We're just keeping an eye out on any potential landmarks. There's the Golden Tent now finally coming up for Sass. Still quite a bit of a way before clicking up. Now, keep in mind, when it comes to points and how we award them, First Blood will always get you 2 extra points. I'll have to double check that. Every time I quote the handbook, I'm like, I need to have a copy of the handbook printed out so I can refer to it. Like, oh, page 6 very specifically states 2 points for First Blood. Killjadi now going to be aging up. You also get a point for a kill. So when you kill someone, you get a point. How do you kill somebody? It can be either through the king or through landmarks or through a sacred site victory or a wonder victory, right? You can be eliminated in a number of different ways, but the most common way that we see is when the king dies, and normally the killer of the king is the one that's going to be awarded those points. If a person dies before the king is killed, like let's say their landmarks get torched down, then the person who gets the final torch on the final landmark gets the kill instead. And the king is obviously still in play, but you won't get any extra points for it. Finally, there are additional points that are awarded to the winner, and even more points awarded to the winner if they can win with a sacred site or if they can win with a wonder. And that is just to promote the use of those mechanics, because it's quite important that we have them available and that they're attractive to players, because they are a way to break the deadlock. And one of the things that we want to avoid is a deadlock in these games. We want there to constantly be action, constantly be scheming, constantly be talking between the players. And we can see some of the chat happening right now. You really want to start that game, Sass? That's what Averly has said over to Sass. And indeed, it looks like he wants to start that game as the fortified outpost goes down on the shoreline. And yeah, this is one of those things, right? It's an arms race that happens. One of the cool mechanics that I didn't realize is happening, but we're about to see it right now. Sass is he making fishing boats? Oh, he's making fishing boats. Sorry, I thought he was making naval arrow slits. Naval arrow slits not only hits fishing boats, but it also hits worker elephants, which is quite funny. The elephant can get destroyed by the naval arrow slits. It's a really long radius as well, a long range. So, yeah. Okay, so early stages of this game, the fishing has migrated to the south. If we were to pick our favorites for this game, who are we going to pick out here? This is kind of hard, right? Because everyone's close together. No one's really in a good spot. And even if you were to say, like, okay, well, Averly's got his own island. He can wall off and he's safe. Yeah, but he's also got a neighbor that's actively destroying his fishing economy. Is it really, you know, is this really the guy that you want to bet all your money on? I don't know, man. And he's playing Tughlag. The Tughlag dynasty is not particularly strong. Don Arty now going to wall himself in completely. 2 walls and a dream for the Don. You know what? Just because of these walls, I'm putting my money on the Don. Because he recognized, hey, these walls can literally keep me safe. And you want to know the crazy part is you can keep adding more walls in behind to delay the enemy further if you wanted to. If they were attacking you with like melee units, you could just keep walling yourself in. It's a great strategy. It definitely works. Core now up to the feudal age as well. Abbey of Kings coming in for him. So we've got 2 English neighbors, both with their abbeys. We've got 2 Mongol neighbors. We can't actually get them on the same screen here, but Age Up's coming through. Short, actually, Age Up is where is your Age Up? Sass? Sass not even aging up. Sass playing in the Dark Age right now. He's got a bit of pressure on him. And all right, we're going to say it. We think Sass is going to be first eliminated just on the basis that he's already getting attacked by Killjadi, dude. Killjadi, go away. And Killjadi goes away. But we've got elephants starting to come out. Who are we actually putting our money on for first eliminated? I think, I mean, you want to say Numidan, but dude, I go back to those games when Numidan has just been like a bastion of fortitude and has just refused to die. We're going to commit here. We'll say we think Sass is probably going to be the first one. He's already got bald spearmen out. You know, the game's always hard when you got balding spearmen. You know, sometimes on Reddit, I'll be browsing Reddit and this thread or this subreddit will pop up called bald. And I swear to God, man, every guy that's like kind of going bald and shaves his head just goes from like a 1 out of 10 to like a 10 out of 10. Maybe it's just the way that the algorithm works where it like naturally, you know, good looking guys are just going to get upvoted to the top, but it makes me motivated. Even though I've got like a head full of hair because I did surgery, I'm still thinking like maybe I should shave my head, man. Like maybe that'll be what turns me into the 10, the shaved head. But anyway, I'll say right now, it's not really working for the spears. Look at that. Look at that golden head. Talk about golden horde. Did you mean golden head? There we go. Let's throw that one out there. Anyway, he's in a bit of trouble. He's under attack from 2 angles at this stage. Let's check in with the Don and see how he's doing. He's in the corner. The age up's coming through. He's not the only one going castle. We can see Core going castle, Numidan going castle. A lot of castles coming out for these players. We've also got Puppy Paw. We're going to ride along with the Don because we've picked him as our favorite to win this game just because of his isolation. So we're going to try and make it a little bit more about him than we normally would. Imam's already out here. Going to be looking to pick up these relics. You can see he's spotted out a number of relics across the map. Speaking of relics, how many have we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's probably been 1 picked up. There's at the very least 1 picked up right here. But it looks like we've got all of our relics. So everyone's accounted for. Everyone's here. Don about to age up now. MIA coming up. Military school also. I'm curious to see whether he keeps it on Springolds or whether he switches it over to Mangonels. Regnitz Cathedral coming through here as well for Demu on the south. And no surprise that it's the White Tower. This is such a hard spot. Like, the thing is, you can never count out Numidan, right? Like, you look at this spawn and you just think to yourself, yeah, Numidan's kind of done, dude. Like, there ain't no way Numidan's surviving through this. And then you remember, nah, bro. Numidan is absolutely cooking in that defensive spot. So Don Arty spots out all the kings, sees everyone's location, sees the White Towers of Doom opposite each other. Core, nice and safe for the moment. Knight's starting to build up here. King down towards the south, spotting out that scout. But elephant numbers are building. A lot of spears. I think he's going to have to transition into archers, and indeed he is now. That's the first of the archers coming out. He wants to avoid this fight and needs to avoid losing any elephants here. The healing on the elephants is going to be decent, but he's obviously going to have to bring these back and keep kiting. We've also got a Dao in to assist. Badu Khan popping off, and look at the number of units he's got. He's down to almost nothing. The feudal age has finally come through. Which way did he go? Khan and Torgoods? I'm assuming, yeah, Khan and Torgoods. And he's already under attack. Yeah, okay, so look, Sass, I mean, it's one of those hard spots, right, where on one hand, you understand the aggression and you appreciate it, and then on the other hand, it's like, or you could just play like Numidan does and just becomes an impossible to penetrate fortress of English strength. Oh my god. Oh, it's really happening. He's absolutely walled in right now. I can't believe what we are witnessing here. He's completely walling himself in. He's got such a good little spot as well. Has he got double gold? He's got double gold in here. Oh, yeah, this is the dream spawn. This is absolutely the dream spawn. And I love that the Don is doing this as well. This is every FFA player's dream, dude. This spawn right here. Complete isolation from the rest of the lobby. Safe walls. You know you're going to be okay. And everyone else, like, he's tracked them all down. If we have a look here, he knows where they all are. He knows he's in the corner. Now the question is, how does he convert in this position? The most important thing for the Don is not letting people die without having some sort of input. He needs to make sure he's out on the map. So I think at the very least, he wants to move into stables. You can't go into infantry here. You need to go into stables. You want to try and add... So he's going Sipahi. Definitely the right call. You need to be out on the map. You need to be aggressive. That is essentially it. You might not be able to contest the first kill, but try and contest the second one or the third one. Constantly using that king's ability as well. That's another thing to keep in mind. We want to always be using that. How's he doing on this south side? It looks like we've only got the one relic. 2 relics. 2 relics for Demu. Not too bad. Meanwhile, back towards that north side. No real progress being made on the south other than a couple of trebuchets, which is definitely progress. We can say that much. And I kind of favor Numidan in this situation. Core. I mean, we know him as Coach Core, but he might need to call Coach Carter to get some further coaching lessons after this game. Maybe you can call Sass. Though, I don't know whether or not you'd be wanting to call Sass after this performance. Oh, Sass is struggling in this game. And you can see the amount of units that are available here for Averly. It's just ridiculous. Averly really playing into this feudal style quite a bit. And now the elephants together with the archers going to be defending against the Keshiks. Torgoods out the back. Scouts spotting out. Don Arty nowhere to be seen down here on the south side. King comes out, pops the ability, I suspect, sees the action that's happening. Vil's now going to repair on the top side. He's got a little bit of wood in the bank, but it's not a huge amount. Only 70 wood. You can see he's trying to work together with Kiljadi to take out these units, but it's hard when your economy's stalled out. Only 34 villagers. Already Averly 20 villagers above him. And we hear that next Vizier point coming in for the Don. Which way does he go? Potentially into military campus to put down his additional military school, and indeed, that's what he's going to be doing. And for the moment, looks like Averly is going to allow Sass to live. Only 3,000 health left on it. Finds a bit of isolation out here. Elephants, together with the archers, continue putting on pressure. Trebs working their magic. It's the 2v1, 3v1, 4v1. There's a few trebuchets in here. 4 trebuchets against the 1 that Kor's got. Why has Kor only got 1 trebuchet? He's got the ability to make trebuchets from his white tower, and he hasn't been doing it. This is a siege workshop trebuchet build right here that we're witnessing. Now, interestingly, Demu just kind of chill for the moment. Barracks is coming out. No second TC. Any fast cut or any fast Imperial. No fast Imperial either. And the battle continues to rage on. The battle for Sass. Badu Khan goes down. Or at least I think he went down. Town center firing. I don't know how the Badu Khan went. No, he couldn't have gone down. He's right there. We're okay. We're okay. All right, how's the Don doing? Check in with him. See how he's doing. He's very happy. He's playing it out in Feudal, but Castle, but about to hit Imperial. And now that landmark goes down. King makes it over to the town center. And trouble in paradise as the knights make their way over towards the White Tower and look to try and put an end to this position. The Trebs are kind of safe underneath the White Tower, but there's a lot of knights here. You can see holding the fort at the moment. We've got these beautiful Lords of Lancaster. Speaking of that sound, let's check back in on this town center in the north and make sure it's okay for the moment. There goes another one. There's a whole bunch of them about to go down. Wallalol attempt. Wallalol attempt. He's going to try and cut down the monk. He should be able to get it, but the White Tower's working it. White Tower's working it. Stays alive for the moment. White Tower's still going down, by the way, getting repaired up by these vills on the back. Numidan 800 wood in the bank, so plenty. And look at these Ghazi Raiders from Puppy Paw to the south. Meanwhile, town center actively getting sieged. Oh my lord, Kiljardi now somehow getting position over Averley. Averley almost looks certain to take this out, but now we can see he's trying to get through. He's trying to make his way to the king. Not able to find it. The Don outpost up down here on this bottom side of the map. Kiljardi holding on in the defense, making sure that king is nice and safe. He's in the castle age, so it's only going to reward him 1 point plus the first blood. About to go down. There's the TC king exposed, and that's going to be Kiljardi eliminating Sass. Looks like our chat is a little bit ahead of our game, so I'll make sure that, or I'm confident our team behind the scenes is going to fix that all up. White Tower being repaired. A lot of vills here. Not a lot of wood in the bank, though. Ghazi Raiders still on the lookout here. You can see them just hovering. Also, men-at-arms. A single men-at-arm in the base of Puppy Paw. Someone we haven't really talked much about this game. Somebody who is a 2-time Outback Octagon champion. So you better respect him. It looks like he's gone into village fortresses. So we start to see a lot of villages coming out in the form of town centers. And what do we got? Move south and I move north. He's looking to try and find a way out where potentially both players are able to survive. And now we got Keshiks inside the base of Averley. Oh, don't try and get that one out from me, mate. Don't try. It's always hard. Turquoise on blue. Speaking of turquoise, he's over here attacking the wall. There could be a transport ship out the back. We need to always be watching, waiting, and aware for it. He moves more Keshiks to the backside just to prevent that from happening. And it looks like Averley may be eliminated in this game as well. We've had a myriad of colors in this lobby on that south side, but all the action has been towards the north. There's the king. He's going to go for a bit of a run towards the top. Transport ship undoubtedly in queue right now, but he's not going to have the legs, and he's not going to have the time as he now gets taken out. And there was one less player in this game. That's Kiljardi picking up 2 kills. Not only getting first blood, but also getting a second kill to follow it up. Don needs to get out here. Don needs to get aggressive. He's got Sapahis building up. I'd love to see him out on the map, contesting a bit more, but the Keshik number looking a bit scary. You know, this is exactly what he said. He doesn't really like the Ottomans, mainly because they're a bit slow out of the gates. But speaking of gates, I'd love to see these mangonels brought up to the front here so we can actually shoot over the top and hit all of these units behind the stone wall. But instead, he's going to fall back, respecting his opponent. Imperial Age is through for the Don. Last landmark in the back of the base, the Istanbul Observatory. And now, all of a sudden, you've got Kiljardi, who looks very strong. Why does he look strong? Number 1, 2 kills. Number 2, we've got ourselves a little bit of a problem. He's got isolation, complete isolation. Nobody is even close to him. Now, we do have a little bit of a contest coming through But our focus is going to be back here on the south, because I think this will be repelled quite easily. Keshik's in number. Should be fine. Back over towards the west side. Looks like they've called off the attack for the moment, realizing that it's just a matter of time until Puppy Paw leaps in and takes the kill. Great Bombard comes out on the south side. Tabahi going to try and hold. They've got veterancy. No elite upgrades just yet. But speaking of elite upgrades, Demu in castle age here. Mangonel's coming down, doing some decent damage here. Great Bombard continuing to fire off. But it looks like the Don could be in trouble in this game. Not a lot of military units out for the Don remaining. Villager's going to start torching through the ram. King on the run. King on the run towards the north. He's got the double crown as well. Reckons he can make it up to the wall at the very least. And should be able to find it. A lot of crossbows coming in. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. He can shoot through the gate. He's got long range. But he's not able to take it. Not yet. He's going to buy himself a little bit of time. Villagers. Villagers now coming out for Demu. And look at this. Don Arty. Unaware. Don Arty. Unaware. Don Arty. Surrounded by villagers. Not the first time, that's for sure. But it looks like he's going to get run down. Poor Don. This is it for him. Right here. Right now. Good night, sweet prince. He was our favorite, but unfortunately, the corner boy was not able to make it work today. He had complete isolation away from the lobby, but unfortunately, the strength of Demu today was undeniable. Now it leaves one question on my mind. Who is next? Will it be one of these English or English variant players? Perhaps. One of them moving away. By the way, keep in mind, Core, still in the castle age, has that one final landmark to put down. So he could absolutely abandon base if he needed to. And I would encourage him to do this. We've got an entire island over here that is undiscovered. It is all to him. He's got it all to himself. He doesn't have to share it with anybody. And, you know, remember how we were talking earlier in the game about first player eliminated, that sort of thing? One of the players that came up potentially was this one right here, Numidan. And I said I'm not going to say that Numidan's the first eliminated because I know how good this guy is when it comes to playing in the pocket. And my brother in Christ, we were right. We were absolutely right. This guy is a bastion, man. You do not want to mess with him. He is such a defensive player. And he's so good at it. He's very good at biding his time. He sits back. He builds up. He's got a lot of resources under here as well. He's got the 8k gold and the 4k gold. So he's got gold for days. Like, you're not going to be hurting him. That is for sure. King's going to go for a move up towards the Berkshire, which has been placed over near the sacred site. Speaking of sacred sites, how are we doing? We got 4 sacred sites. They're all nicely placed in this game, with the exception of this one, which is across the wood line. Got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now being neutralized. Berkshire gets scattered out. Speaking of Berkshire, no Berkshire coming up just yet for Core, but you would expect it. A little bit of a raid on the backside here by Core. He's just checking out the base of Puppy Paw. And now Kiljardi. Has Kiljardi added in extra TCs? He's gone Imperial at the very least. Ideally, I want to see him add in 2 more TCs. He's on 71 villagers at the moment, which is a decent amount, but he's got population space to play with. So there's definitely a part of me that thinks economy right now matters a lot. He's got all the pop space he needs. Now he just needs to leverage that pop space into a win. Double TC up the back here for Core. He's looking to eco a little bit. Keep in mind, no kills for Core just yet. So it doesn't have a whole lot of pop space to play with. Puppy Paw down to the south will right on board with him as the Ghazi Raider numbers continue to build. He's at 33 Ghazi Raiders at the moment. Adding in more. He's maxed out at this stage of the game. So he's ready. He's chilling. There's no siege. A distinct absence of siege here. Makes it difficult to attack considering both of the nearest players both playing English or English variants. You've also got an Elsbach Palace that's coming in. Puppy Paw is completely surrounded down here. Is there a way that Puppy Paw manages to get through this? Probably. Possibly. It could happen. We've seen him do it before. The only trouble is he's playing the Delhi Sultanate. I mean, a late game Delhi Sultanate's actually pretty good because you get all of your upgrades for free, but there's nothing really to write home about when it comes to their unit choices. What are you going to be making millions of? Like, you're not playing Ayyubids. You can spam out those ridiculous Desert Raiders. You're not playing English. Spam out those Wingard Raiders. Not that we really see that. It's more just like cavalry kind of things that we see. spearmen occasionally. He is going to try, though. And we actually have the king inside this white tower. This is a little bit overexposed, I'm going to say right now. Core reaches Imperial Age. It is a Berkshire. It's getting walled in. Core better hope he's got a transport ship on the near. He's going to make a run here for it. I'd be going up and around rather than through here because there are archers. And you can see he may recognize this. There's 2 trebuchets inside the transport ship. I think Core may be in a little bit of trouble right now. This could be it here for Core. He's going to turn around, bring the trebs over, see whether or not they'll be able to help out. This king is everything to him right now. Meanwhile, over towards that east side, the numbers continue to build up for Kiljardi as the Hwikwi powers arrived. Units rally in. I think this is it. I think Core had an opportunity to run a little bit earlier. He would have copped a bit of damage up along the north side to a transport ship that was right here. Pops the king into the outpost. But even then, there's no way. There's no way. The micro's too good from Puppy Paw. The positioning's too good. He can't even run out the south. He'll get caught 100%. That's it. King out of water. Puppy Paw takes out Core. And both of our coaches are down. Both coaches eliminated from the game. Rest in peace to the coaches. We enjoyed their coaching. We enjoyed their casting. We enjoyed their games. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be today. At least not in this game. Lord of Lancaster now beginning to hold. Gets eliminated. Goodbye, Lord of Lancaster. We'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Culverin coming out for him. Starting to work down the landmarks, by the way. Puppy Paw just doing it the old-fashioned style. Big army coming out for Demu. Imperial Age has obviously arrived at this point. Spears on the front. Gilded crossbowmen on the back. King is safe in the Berkshire. Keep that in mind. It's going to be very hard to take out the Berkshire, especially if you put 20 Vils inside that bad boy. It's going to be firing like a machine gun. And now repelling away the Keshiks. Sorry, the Magadai. I don't know why I always call them Keshiks. I think that's probably a leftover from Age of Empires 3. But you can see Kiljardi really not taking advantage of that extra population space. Getting beaten up by Demu here. And this is a bad thing, right? Like, Kiljardi's losing units when what he needs to be doing is massing up units. What's interesting to note is that he's attacking through a choke point that is a very specific width. And that this is very much going to limit his potential for a big army. You may need to even think about potentially opening up other avenues to attack. Nice army from Demu as he continues to hold the line for the moment. Okay, you know, we were talking about landmarks. One of them has gone down. 2 of them have gone down. The third one's burning. And Puppy Paw is a bit hungry today, it seems. Numidan is eventually and inevitably going down. Yo, can I ask a question to anybody who knows the answer? How is Puppy Paw doing this right now? Like, you're talking about a Delhi Sultanate player with no kills that has just somehow managed to find a way into this game. But I guess this is why he is the 2-time. You got to remember that. Puppy Paw is the winner of Outback Octagon 1 and 2. We see a whole bunch of crowns in the back here. It doesn't look like the king specifically is out just yet. Still 5,000 health on this landmark. He's just working through the army slowly underneath the Berkshire. And of course, obviously, he's taken that first kill over here. He's immediately converted that into max population, but he's just bided his time. He's waited so long as another lord goes down. And now Demu potentially pushing out here against Kiljardi. My question is he going to have time, considering the state of the game here, considering the pacing that Puppy Paw is on? Puppy Paw looking incredible in this game. He's going to secure even more resources now that he's taken this position out. It's another 6k gold that is guaranteed for himself. Because keep in mind, Puppy Paw is on 51 gold a minute. Not a lot of gold. And now starting to siege down the Berkshire Palace. Is using a trash-only army. Trebuchet getting chased out for some reason. And this is it. Puppy Paw picking up a second kill here. And Demu's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Puppy Paw obviously being his rock. And Kiljardi notorious for being quite a hard player. Let's go with that. Berkshire Palace about to fall here. Puppy Paw about to pick up the kill. And with that, he moves to 300 population as the last landmark is taken out and guarantees that he goes through to the grand finals. I don't think there's any 2 ways about it. Puppy Paw now has more than enough points to go through to the grand finals. So he's basically achieved everything he needs to in the first game here tonight. We whip out firing off. Kiljardi, have you added in extra TCs? Yes, 1 extra TC. Still sitting on 150 pop, Killjadi. If Killjadi, like for the last 10 minutes, instead of fighting, had just made a 2nd or 3rd TC and just built up villages and built up army, like just letting the Kaganet Palace do everything for him, he'd be sitting on probably close to 300 pop right now. And then he could just use that to roll over his enemy. Like, he's made basically no headway here with Demu. Now Puppy Paw begins to take sacred sites. Interesting from the Puppy Paw. You can see the chat right now. The paw is law. The puppy law. Indeed. It definitely looks like he is, he's taking on a new mantra here. I'm so impressed. I'm honestly just... I can't fathom the Puppy Paw was in the back here. Completely surrounded. Worst civ. No sacred sites. Not a fun FFA experience. And take a look at the way that he's playing this. He doesn't actually think he could do any damage towards Demu. And this is such a smart move because he will get locked into a forever wall with Demu. Forever wall, rather, not a forever wall. Forever wall is something that would have been made in the last game by CSO. That was a big wall. But instead, gonna begin moving towards the town center of Killjadi. Killjadi with only 62 military pop. Puppy Paw with 154. He's got more units coming up the rear. Doesn't engage directly, at least not yet. And now, Puppy Paw makes his move towards this northern spot. Retreating away for the moment. I'd be tempted to get battering rams out, honestly. When I see those cannon emplacements, it's like you need something to move through that quickly. That's our 3rd sacred site being held by Puppy Paw. Oh. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. You wouldn't unify the 2 evils against you, Puppy Paw. Surely not. A little bit of a chat right now. Are you out of res? How much pop puppy? Oh. We got ourselves a little bit of a chat right here. 300. Demu saying at least 300. Okay, okay. Puppy Paw being honest. What about Demu? 400 says Killjadi. I love that Killjadi's the one asking the questions. Deflecting. Demu saying 250. Okay, so both of them being honest. But you don't know whether or not they're being honest. They're just saying numbers. They could be downplaying it. And the truth is, Killjadi, I don't know whether or not he's revealed his population, but he picked up the first 2 kills. Up towards his top side. Both Averly as well as Sass. Got eliminated very early on by our Mongol player. And it's a big army now coming out. Killjadi going to do his best to defend. Up to 110 military pop. I don't know where it came from, but it's come out quickly. 72 Mangadai on the field. And Puppy Paw just backing out for the moment. Definitely the right call. You can see... You know what's kind of wild? Where's the king for Puppy? Is it secure? I don't see... Doesn't stand out to me. It's just sitting here. He's got court architect, so he's got a little bit of health to play with, but there's no stone wall. There's nowhere he can run to. If Demu went for it, I mean, it's all the way in the back, so you'd have to really, you know, you'd have to have the same information that we've got. You just run around the enemy. Like, look at the army that Demu's got here. You can absolutely siege that down. They got a lot of torch damage. 33 torch damage. Apologies. It looks like we may have missed a little bit of a fight. Actually, it wasn't that much because the... You can see towards the north of the map, we've just got some random carracks out from Demu. What is this all about? Demu with a couple carracks up towards that top position. So naturally, these archers are going to get cleaned up. Why is there... What happened here? Now, why does Demu have 2 carracks? Now, obviously, he's got fishing ships, right? So he's been fishing up the river. Maybe denying the sacred site? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to this question. Why does Demu have 2 carracks at the north of the river? And why is Puppy Paw fighting against them specifically? A lot of Ghazi raiders out here. Oh, I know what it is. He's defending the dock. There's a chance for trade. He hasn't rallied towards it, but I think Puppy Paw may potentially want to crush that dock. And speaking of crushing right now, big army coming out. Triple bombards. Holding it down for the moment. Puppy Paw's going to go for the snipe. Naturally. This makes the most sense. And you can see that this has obviously been spotted out by Tughlag. He's rallying units towards this position. His army going to retreat back immediately. Is it going to be fast enough, though? 7,000 health only. Ghazi Raid is going to try and come through. There's nowhere for him to really run here. As long as he gets a good surround on the south, he should be able to handle it. And he's struggling. Needs to continue making his way down. I think the sheep are bugging him out. He should be able to pop the king on this bottom side and run into an outpost. He's going to try and commit as hard as he can. Ghazi Raiders 100%ing it right now. They've made their way to the bottom. This could be it right now. There's the king. All the Ghazi Raiders. Oh, they've got it. They've got it. Tughlag about to be eliminated. Tughlag not going to be eliminated by the slither of health. He lives. He gets to an outpost and he stays alive. Oh, my lord. He was one hit from death. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. That was one hit. He was one hit away from death. A single archer in here ends it all right there. And Tughlag lives. Puppy Paw, you sly dog. Oh, Puppy Paw, you sly dog. Very cheeky Puppy Paw right there. Demu on the south, though, gets a bit of an idea. Puppy Paw with a big mass beginning. Oh, my lord. Take a look at the size of that one. Elephants together with mangonels. Looking absolutely beautiful. There's no king to be seen right here. He's all the way down here. So there's no immediate threat to the king. How are we doing on landmarks, Puppy? 1, 2, 3. We're still good. Hussar Academy, obviously, in the back of the base. Nice and safe. Ain't no killing that bad boy. Puppy Paw holds on against the threat of Demu. I can't believe what we have just witnessed. A king with, I want to say like 5 health. I got no idea what the actual health count was, but I thought that king was certainly dead. Tughlag playing it perfectly. Let's see whether or not trade has actually started up here. Doesn't look like it just yet. The Carracks have moved on. No longer in the north of the sea, or north of the river. And now all of a sudden, Tughlag is getting ideas. He said, yeah, all right, we may have lost the king, almost. But, I mean, it just goes to show how important base building is. Right, like, this shouldn't have happened. We should just have a whole bunch of outposts around our town center. And we should be safe. But it makes for a good story, though. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Bit of chat right here. I'll save you next game, says Tughlag as he begins to kill Demu. Oh, very, very cheeky. King inside the Elsback here. Obviously, the Elsback, notorious for its defensive power. Plenty of Kashyyyks, a lot of Mangudai as well. Making their way down towards the keep. Gonna start working it. Unlikely to see emergency repairs on the first keep, though. No, actually, I take it back. You probably will see it right here, right now. There it is. After that second volley, it definitely makes sense to do it. You want to try and keep that alive. But you can just see the amount of units that are flooding the field. Keep in mind, Puppy Paw towards the south could potentially open up another angle, and that's exactly what he's going to do. It looks like Demu may be getting squeezed out of this game. 2 Titans, both with 300 population. Realizing that he's piggy in the middle. A lot of Kashyyyks inside the base. And that keep almost certainly going to be going down as the Hui Pow together with the Bombards take it out. Now, it's Elsback time. Both players looking towards Demu. Realizing this is it. Demu is down to 80 population. Even if he lives through this, he ain't surviving this game. A lot of units here. Puppy Paw trying to push back from Tughlag. He wants the extra pop. He knows how important it is. Relics get picked up. Scholars move forward. Wallalol defensive. He's going to try and push him back while he takes the kill. Archers move in for the one shot. He's going to deal with the Mangudai. They're going to fast rate of fire. There's the king. Where's the king? King's gone out the bottom side. Was that the king? I think it was. Puppy Paws picked it up. He takes the kill for the points and also gets the pop. He's at 320 now. He tried for a cheeky run across here to the town center. Wasn't able to find it. Got sniped out on the way. Puppy Paw now with an absolutely monstrosity of an army. 100 pop over his opponent. And now we got trouble. Now we got trouble. Puppy Paw's population up to 350 and it climbing. Bro, how is he so good? How is Puppy Paw so good? To have a civilization like the Delhi Sultanate. Now, granted he was on the edge, but he was surrounded, dude. He was completely surrounded by players. And was it just the fact that he's puppy paw that they don't want to go for him? I don't know what it was. You know, because if that was GUA in Delhi on this spot, he would have been, there would have been 6 of them down there, dude. I'm telling you, if that was GUA in this position, there would have been 6 of them here at 15 minutes. But puppy paw, I guess through the virtue of just being the 2-time, gets a little bit more respect in the octagon. Players say, oh, I'm not messing with that guy. And maybe that was the straw that breaks the camel's back inside the heads of players that wanted to attack. 1 king. 2 kings. 2 players remain. Green versus blue. Puppy paw 350 pop versus Killjadi 300. Economy almost identical for these players. 134 versus 133. I can see Twitch chat right now saying, well, the reason that they gang up on GUA is that if you don't gang up on him, he's going to just clean the lobby. And that's also true. That's very true. We've seen it before. And now over towards this east side. We could have a potential sacred site situation. But I don't think he's going to need it. I think he's probably just going to be able to run him out of town in this game. There are so many units on the board here for Puppy Paw. Bombards, Mangonels. It's really the perfect army. He's got a strong front line, a decent back line as well. Everything about this is looking good right now for the Puppy Paw. But at the same time, we start to see siege building for Killjadi. He's facing a much larger army. And the walk begins. Now, is there a way that Killjadi could win this game? I don't know. Maybe a snipe attempt is the only thing I could come up with. The king is not secure. It's not walled in. So you could absolutely go for a landmark or a king snipe. Whether or not he makes that connection is a different matter. A lot of units out for him. Killjadi's running out of space to run. Mover goes down. Siege continues. Maybe if he picks off the siege, if he positions well and he's able to take down the mangoes and the bombards, it could be a decent play for him. Sacred Site now being captured. Sprinkled emplacements coming up. Ville's getting cleaned out by the Ghazi Raiders. And now Puppy Paw begins that slow march towards the Mongol base. So much siege here. Over the cliff, we begin to see the Mongol army forming. I think he was focusing down a sheep right there. Decided against it. In the interest of saving the king. Sacred Site's now taken. Puppy Paw with a timer on the board here. 10 minutes to go. Keep in mind, you don't get extra points for a sacred win in a heads-up situation. If you're 1v1 against somebody, it's just like killing them if you've got the Sacred Site. It's the good old-fashioned way. Landmark gets focused down in a single shot. Next up, what's it gonna be? A beautiful little position he's got here. Elephants doing their best to tank up the front. Fall back towards the back line. Hold a little bit longer. Keshik's around the outside. Exactly what he needs in this situation. A beautiful little flank. And the numbers for Killjadi looking convincing. A distinct lack of spears here. As it looks like the front has been pretty much eaten. There's only the back line left, and despite having a population advantage of 50, a military pop advantage of 200, Killjadi, with the Keshiks and the Mangadai, is able to clean it up for the moment. Nesta B's on the back doing work. A lot of bombards in here as well. He's able to hold for the moment. The ranged units, definitely the heroes of this fight. Just teeing off throughout this game. But all sacred sites are now taken. Puppy Paw, almost max pop again. You know, just as we were talking about this fight looking like it had been not necessarily won, but in favor of Killjadi, Puppy Paw says, nah, it ain't over, brother. It ain't over. Archer number looking good. Scholars have come forward now as well. Looks like he might be going all in. Well, not all in, because he's definitely not all in, but pushing everything in. Forcing Killjadi all in right now. This could be it right here, right now. It's only a matter of time. Bombard's working down the town center. Archers are in position. This is it right here. It's a slow and steady burn. I don't think he ever moved this town center in this game. The TC will fall. The king will escape for the moment. The first of the landmarks have died. The second one falls as well. Third one in the back here. And good luck ever finding that fourth one. That fourth one is almost impossible to find. And now Keshik's once again attempting to alleviate a little bit of pressure off the front. War Elephants make their way forward to deal with them. Sacred Sight's still ticking in favor of Puppy Paw. We're right on board with him. As we can see all of those attack sirens going off. Springald in placement on the outpost to the south, so this could be a potential avenue for attack. But Kiljardi's in one of those difficult spots. And I can't help but go back to that earlier moment where we were talking about, you know, he picked up 2 really early kills. How do you best convert from those 2 early kills? You want to try and hit max pop. It's about biding your time. Dropping down those extra TCs, building up that economy at the same time building up the military. And just not taking any fights unless you have to. We saw him go on the aggression, or on the aggressive. We saw him attack Demu repeatedly with a big army. And to no success. Now he finds himself up against an Imperial Age Delhi Sultanate, which is questionable at the very least, and concerning at the most. And it doesn't look like it's a good spot for him. 350 population against 120. The only avenue for victory right now is some sort of snipe. It has to be a king snipe. But he's not building any form of cavalry. He's only trying to defend with mangoes and bombards. And when it comes to mangoes and bombards, it looks like he may be a little bit outnumbered. As the mangoes from the top rope begin the ascent, or rather the descent, upon the enemy mangonels. And that's it. That's the game. Ladies and gentlemen, he's tapped out. He says there's way too much. Puppy Paw taking the victory and dominating this game from behind. I can't believe it, man. I genuinely can't believe it. There is no way I thought Puppy Paw could possibly pull that off. That is ridiculous. Economically, he was ahead from like the 15th minute. Maybe the 20th minute, we'll call it. Militarily, I mean, after that first kill on core, they just all fell so quickly. Oh, Puppy Paw. Impressive. Impressive. He's the 2-time champion for a reason. He's very good at strategic thinking when it comes to those big picture plays. Very, very nice from Puppy Paw. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. I'll get confirmation right now from our admin that our leaderboard is up to date. Give us a second here, folks. We're just going to wait for confirmation. In the meantime, let's check the relic number. I always like checking the relic number. That's not where it is. Technology. It's got to be society. Society. Relics captured. 8 for Demu. Decent. All right. It's all good. We're going to go into the leaderboard right now. Let's take a look and see where they currently sit. Puppy Paw moves to the top of the table, tied with Corvinus 1. Of course, we've also got Beastie up there, Lucifron up there, but also from that game, we've got Demu, who's now moved up to 17 points. We've got Numidan, who is on 15 points, and Sass on 13. So we've still got 3 players down there that need to try and make that connection in the next game. Averley, Core, and Kiljardi. Otherwise, it is good night for them. I'm just realizing Anatand is... Oh, never mind. I'm looking at Anatan. I'm like, why is Anatan on 8 games played? And then I remembered I had to... Hold on. This is not right. Don Arty... We'll get it fixed up. We'll get it fixed up. Don Arty is meant to be on the other side. Don's points aren't correct right now. It says that Don Arty's eliminated. He's not eliminated. It's Anatan that's actually meant to be there. So don't worry. We'll get it fixed up. We'll get it fixed up. And now Louis MT is also in the top 16 down the bottom on 14 points. Anyway, it's all right. The main thing that we're pointing out here is that Averley, Core, Kiljardi, and Don need to do their best in the next game. It's their final chance to make the top 16, or rather to make the top 8. Otherwise, Sass will go through. Obviously, Sass wants to do everything he can to stop that from happening, or at least stop them from getting through and to keep himself going in. Anyway, we'll leave it there and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.